Does the Falcon have a place in Aeldari lists?
In this series, I'm going to teach you how to use each Aeldari unit more effectively.
So, the Falcon. It's the main tank of the Aeldari, but does it have a role? Personally, I prefer the Wave Serpent, as it has one bright lance, twin linked. You can equip it with whatever else, but I always run it with the bright lance. It's got the Shuriken cannon, same as the Falcon. It's got an extra 5 or 6 spaces for troops. It's got the -1 to wound if the strength is higher than the toughness in shooting. It's dropped the one main gun, the pulse laser, I think it is, which is basically just an autocannon, similar profile. It does have a transport capacity of 6, which can be useful, and it's also got an interesting ability, which we'll go over in a minute. So let's have a look at the Falcon. So, move 14, which is pretty standard for Aeldari vehicles. Toughness of 9, again, pretty standard, so it's a pretty fragile tank. Save of 3+, it's got 12 wounds, leadership of 7 because it's not an aspect, OC of 3. You can have a variety of weapons, so you can have a bright lance, which is what I normally take, missile launcher, pulse laser, scatter laser, shuriken cannon, star cannon, twin shuriken cannon, catapult. So I always have swap out shuriken cannon for the twin shuriken catapult. You have to have the pulse laser, you can't swap that out, and then I always have a bright lance. So depending on what you want it for, that's what I always go for. I always go for anti-tank with that. So it's got the deep strike rule, which is interesting. We'll get onto that in a second. And it's also got its ability fire support. So in your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks until the end of the turn. Each time a friendly model that disembarks from the transport this turn makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, you can re-roll the wound roll. So you've got quite a lot of shots. So even if you've got the low shot bright lance, you've still got like 3 from the pulse laser, 1 minimum from the other weapon. And you've either got a shuriken cannon with 3 or a shuriken catapult with 2. All hitting on 3, so you should be hitting. So you should always be triggering this ability. There's 2 ways to go with this ability. So you can either sit your Falcon back and shoot at something, jump out some, Dark Reapers, shoot at whatever you want. They now that they're hitting on 3s, that none of the ballistic skill or their hit roll is modified, so they're always going to be hitting on 3s. And then now they're going to be re-rolling the wound roll as well. You can do something similar there. You can, fire dragons maybe, but they're re-rolling anyway against vehicles. I mean, you can do it against infantry, whatever, but that's not their ideal target. You can also go for close combat. So you could put 5 Banshees in there, maybe Jane's are, I don't know. And you could fling them out. After you've deep stroked, maybe you rapid ingressed, I don't know. Get your Banshees out and charge into something, and then you're now re-rolling that wound of 3+ anti-infantry. That can work as well. It's a solid strategy. You can also, so War Host and Aspect Host have got the stratagems where you can jump back into transport. So maybe jump out your Dark Reapers, get the re-roll the wound, which could be useful because it's strength of 10 Reapers. So if you're shooting into tougher tanks, you might need those re-rolls. And then jump back into your Falcon. So that's one strategy you could use. You could just use it as a battle tank, keeping it towards the back. You've got long range, 48 inches on some of the weapons, 36 on the other ones that you probably going to want to be using. So you could use it as an anti-tank tank. You could use it to hold objectives because it's a bit tougher, toughness 9. You could use it for actions if you really wanted, which is movement 14. In combination with the battle tokens, you could use Star Engine, so you could get it up to, so it's D6 plus +1, so you could have D6 plus 2 in Warhost. So you could have a move of 22 there, which is really fast. Then you could move them 22, jump out your shooty squad, whatever that's going to be, your fire dragons or your Dark Reapers, re-rolling the wound. And also, I'd forgotten, aspect host, you're re-rolling ones to hit or to wound anyway. So now your Dark Reapers jumping out, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, wounding most things on maybe 2s, vehicles, could be 4s or 5s, but re-rolling the wound. You could even auto some with your aspect tokens. So yeah, kind of versatile tank. I prefer to use the Wave Serpents. Just like I said, they're a bit more durable. They've also got 14 wounds compared to the 12 of this guy. Got more transport capacity, and also Wave Serpents that have 5 plus invuln. So for me, I don't really use the Falcon, considering it's only got the pulse laser extra. I prefer using the Wave Serpents, but I run a little bit different to most people. So I'm sure there's going to be loads of Aeldari players out there who can tell me why they use Falcons. Chaos is my main specialty. I've been dabbling with my Aeldari recently in tournaments, and yeah, I just find not really place. And also Falcons are a little bit more expensive than Wave Serpents. So you experienced Aeldari players, let me know in the comments your thoughts on Falcons, please.